Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. Last episode we made a standard craft for launching small satellites and that one, and single crew members, but this time we're going to make a craft for launching 3 crew members or larger satellites and stuff, which is going to be a bit harder because I can't use the standard that thing, but I'll make the sort of main body of the craft first, because I want these to be as simple as possible. No, I need the docking port, don't I? Oh. Yeah, I want these to be as simple as possible, the actual main body of the rockets, with the least amount of stages possible. That should be enough, but I'll put 3 on just to be sure. Actually, that might obscure a port. Yeah, that will obscure a port. How about there? That might block the door. Okay, I'll have 2. I think 2 is all you need. Yep, that's good. Okay. A little bit stuff like that. Yep, okay. And obviously decoupler. That's too small, that one. And SAS. And a large fuel tank. Oh, that one. And a large engine. And power sources. Oh, an RCS as well. I'll put 4 tanks on. And control systems. Like so. Actually, I ought to just show the centre of mass so I know where to put these. Oh right, they need to be lower. Like that. Okay. Move a bit higher. I'll do, okay. And power sources. There we go. Should I stick with the thermoelectric generators, or should I put... Well, I'll need to put a couple of batteries on. Like so. Solar panels or generators? I think solar panels, because the generators are quite bulky. Solar panels look sleeker. So just a couple will easily provide enough power. So that's the main upper stage. Oh, no it's not. Because I need to add Septrons for an abort sequence or an emergency deorbit. Obviously I added 4 to the last ship, but I'm hoping 4 will be enough for this one. Let's just see what the differences in weight are. 0.8 and 4. That's much heavier. I'll put 6 on then. Just to be sure. Okay, and another decoupler. Right, this is where the rest of the body attaches. Rest of the ship. And I expect I'll need one of these. I think I'll basically need one of these, but with a couple of support boosters on the side. Just a couple. Obviously that is a lot heavier than the previous one, so I might need mainsail engines rather than 3 of these. Actually it's 3 of those. 3 of those have 600 and the mainsail has more than double that. Yeah, I think I ought to use a mainsail. And a couple of support boosters on the side. Oh, just a couple. Also with mainsail engines. That's not attached properly. Like so? Yeah, that's right. Or should I use the other decouplers that are kind of meant for that? No, I shouldn't. I love the music. And rocket noses just because they look good. That's the only reason. Alright, struts and fuel lines is what we need now. Shouldn't need too many struts. That should be good for that side. Is that centered? No, it's not. Let me just there we go, right, and center it properly. Ah, centered. There we go, that's good. And fuel lines just to put those in the center. If I can attach them. Oh, okay, I can't attach them properly. Let's try that again, zoomed in. There we go, that's good. Okay, we'll see how this does. It might end up with more than enough power, I don't know. I'll just put a couple of launch stabilizers on and we'll lift off and see what it does. First things first, I'll just set these up properly. That should be down there. And that up there. And those there. Okay, and the action groups for the abort sequence, which we'll also test. I'm not sure whether we'll intentionally test it. Activate that and decouple that. Oh, yes, I'll just call that the K3 standard. Something. What was it exactly? Crew transport. So the K3 standard crew transport. There we go. Okay, now I know there was now I've saved that. I know that there was a problem with the other ship, the K1, which I realised after I'd recorded it, and that some of you were talking about. The action group for this, it didn't include the decoupler. The abort sequence did not include the decoupler. So I'll do that. And I'll just test that now. Just to make sure that the abort sequence works properly. And then I'll test the other one. Okay. Getting a little dark. Wait. Oh, I'll actually launch it just to give a good fair test. Okay. Now let's say something's just gone horribly wrong. We're going out, the whole thing's going out of control, and there we go, not too many G's. And we just cycle down to the parachutes. Nice and gentle. Bang. Okay, that works perfectly. And Jeb is safe. Only 1.9 G. Okay, and then we will load the K3 and launch that. Though I'll probably have to lock the gimbal of this engine just to prevent it wobbling around too much. No, actually lock the gimbal of the outer ones. Actually, I'll make an action group for that. What shall I map it to? Yeah, I'll map it to the brakes, actually. No, I'll just make a custom one. No, because then if I... No, because it's only the launch part, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. Toggle gimbal. Okay. Save that and launch. It's a pretty wide looking ship actually. I probably don't need that much fuel. Yeah, I almost definitely don't need that much fuel. I'll test it anyway, and try and simplify it. First thing, I'll just time warp until we got some sun. Perfect, okay. I'll build Jeb and Bob back. They need to fix that slanted, the fact that they're all slanted around. I think that is a bug. So, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we will launch. Whoa. That's a pretty fierce liftoff. Probably don't need that much throttle. Right about there is about right. So we don't... Oh, we're overheating there. Oh, that'll probably stabilise in a bit though. Oh, of course. There we go. That's locked the gimbal of these two, and that one is the only one doing the correction, so it doesn't sway as much. It just kind of jiggles. Yeah, it sounded kind of wrong actually. Anyway. Those two will probably run out of... I might have to put Separatrons on them actually, but I'll just test them with these. Just in case they actually have too much fuel. Doing. Okay, no, they're fine. They're fine. Oh, don't want to over throttle on the mainsail because it will explode. Oops. Accidentally activated the RCS. Should be good with the overheat. I'm just worried about the amount of fuel we have now. Getting there though. We are getting there. Oh, actually we should be horizontal now. There we go. We'll just get the apoapsis up to wherever we need it. Which will be about... Well, actually it'll be until this engine runs out, I expect. Because we want to test to see exactly how high this thing can get. Because the previous one could go up to 500 meters just... No, sorry, 500 kilometers. With just enough fuel to get back. Cycle the SAS. So I want to see how far this thing can get as well. Because I want it to be able to also get to 500 meters. Kilometers, 500 kilometers with enough fuel to get back. It's getting there. Fuel consumption's actually pretty low compared to what I thought it would be. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, we've even generated a periapsis. There we go. Should have just hit X, but oh well. We've actually got a lot of fuel left. Although we haven't rounded out the orbit yet, so that'll be the main test. Oh, we got some unknowns. What is that? K1 standard transport debris. Let me just see what that is. That's the bit that we jettisoned. Oh, of course that should have re-entered the atmosphere. I'll probably have to just deorbit that. Because I think that does actually pass through the atmosphere. Yeah, that should slow it down and make it come in, because I think it jettisoned too early. So the physics ended up going on rails. Instead, it went straight through without doing anything, and it won't do anything for quite a while. So I'll just put this in orbit, and then I might deorbit that, just to make sure it's on a return trajectory. First things first, though. You have to just Press enter. So I think F2 as well does the same thing. I think that's just going to stay there now. I think F2 probably does the same thing. Yeah. Okay. I don't need any maneuver nodes for this. I just realised I hadn't set any up. And let's throttle up. It's actually using a lot less fuel than I thought it would. Could probably get up to 1,000,000 meters, kilometers, quite easily with this. Possibly for sort of geostationary space stations or something. Yeah, look at that. We've got plenty of fuel left. Yeah, I might be able to get up to sort of geostationary space stations and that. Because obviously with the single Kerbal capsules, that will really be for just low Kerbal in orbit rendezvousing with space stations and stuff. That won't really be... I'll need a larger crew transport things for geostationary stuff, because the geostationary stuff would probably be for interplanetary missions and things, so I'd probably want to transfer more Kerbals at the same time for that sort of a thing. But yeah, that worked brilliantly. I'll just deorbit it, and I might want to just try changing the outer tanks, because they do use a lot of fuel and are very heavy. I might try just changing that those tanks to something different, the smaller tanks, just to see how they fare. To see whether it will still take off. Otherwise, I'll just stick with the design I've got. It seems to work pretty well. It's pretty simple. Not many stages. I doubt that I could get away with a 2-stage rocket for this, though. That would just be stupid. Okay. We will land on land with this. Oh, 32. A little more. Okay. Well, that's deorbited. Where is this? Let me just switch to that to make sure that it does actually do what it's supposed to do. Because it should be decelerating. Whoa, there we go. And now the physics are not on rails anymore. That should come in for a landing now. There we go. Yeah, they need to fix that. Any object that passes through the atmosphere, whether it's targeted or not, should not be on rails, I don't think. Just simply because if it's it leaves unnecessary space junk. I mean, if it's not in the atmosphere, yeah, it's fine to have it on rails because nothing's ever going to affect it. But if it's not targeted, I still think it shouldn't be on rails. I mean, just so it re-enters. Because obviously you're unlikely to have very many of them, so it shouldn't slow down your computer that much for very long. Here we go. Obviously we can't see anything, but I'll look down anyway so you can see the explosion. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh. Wasn't as much fire as I expected. I think I used up all the fuel. Let's go to this tracking station and to this. Wait, what's that? Oh, those are the launch clamps. Okay. And we'll just get this around. And I just time warp down to the bottom. Although something I ought to do is just flip myself around. so that I'm facing the right way when I jettison this, because I wait until I'm in the thicker atmosphere, which will actually be the atmosphere that produces the heat, before I jettison that, just to make sure that it does actually despawn and everything, so I don't end up with another piece of random space junk there. Okay, here we go with the deceleration. Just get that round and eject. Turn the SAS off. Awesome! It is. The other one isn't on rails anymore. Good. We won't leave any space debris. Oh man, I thought this would land on land. Oh, the Kerbin rotates in the opposite direction than I thought it did. Okay. Fine, you win, Kerbin. You win. Oh, we'll just be off the coast, though. Apollo style. Well, there were 2 parachutes instead of 3. Actually, yeah, this would be a good test to make sure we got enough parachutes. Though we should have. I think both the radial parachutes are like one that you'd normally fit on the top, so it should easily be enough. Oh. And... ooh, yeah, that should be fine. It's not going to take hours to get to the bottom. To get to the sea. Oh, there we go. Splash. Okay, that worked fine. All the Separatrons disappeared though. So, one other thing that I want to test. We know that that design works perfectly. Another thing I just want to test is the abort system, just to make sure that that's working. Okay. And boom. Ah, 2/3 throttle is all you need for this. And oh no, we're pitching over, pitching over. Arse. Okay. Whoa, okay. That didn't work. Just before they hit the ground. Yeah, I think it's because of all the acceleration from this. It wouldn't go. Let's try with 8 Separatrons then. See if that does it. And make sure that the abort system is still... okay. Yeah, there are too many G-forces, too much force going that way for the parachutes to stay intact when they opened, because we were a bit low. And abort. Oh, just enough. Oh, 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 oh. Ouch. Yeah, you want to cycle through those stages pretty quick. Or I could map the parachutes to another action group, perhaps. It seemed fine. So that should work fine. Whoa. Just Separatron break off. No. Boom. I think the rockets despawned. That was quite cool. Okay, and the last thing I want to test. Just save that. Now the last thing I want to test is trying smaller engines. I doubt this will work as well, but you never know. And these. Okay. Love the music. Did I say that before? Of course I did. Now I just need the struts and the fuel lines, and then we're done. Oh, okay, it did it. And the fuel lines... I won't save it unless it works, but if it doesn't work I won't save it, and it'll revert back to the previous design. So we just need a nose cone, like so, and launch. Somehow I think the mainsail is going to drain all the fuel, but you never know. Whoops. They should solve our throttle problem, though. Oh, we actually have too much thrust, but... oh, I didn't do that, did I? 3, 2, 1... Oh, okay, that's brilliant. You still have a problem with thrust. It is draining the tanks pretty fast, though. As I expected it would. Because the previous one got us up to the point where you'd actually want to jettison them anyway. Well, when you want to start gravity turning, before we needed to jettison them. Whereas these haven't got nearly as high. Oh, oh, ouch! That could have ended badly. Look at that, the engine sort of goes off to one side. Okay, I won't time warp. We'll just see how high this gets then. Okay, I'll start gravity turning. Should do it. So because I could use solid boosters, but then that's too much thrust, really. The Kerbals would probably be stuck to their seats with the thrust. Just embedded into the seats. Ah, yeah, that's not enough. That is not enough. I'll end the flight then. Yeah, that is not enough. So I'll stick with the previous design, which was this one, because it's the simplest. I didn't want solid boosters because then you'd have to put them all round, and then there's actually a lot of thrust for not very long, and we might not have enough fuel anyway. So that should work fine as a little crew transport thing. I might change the mainsail engines to that other type of engines next episode, but for now that will work absolutely fine. So we're well on our way to building a fleet of ships. We're going to build the heavy launcher now for launching large fuel tanks and space station parts, and then we're going to get building our orbital refueling and habitation station. So subscribe for that and for just generally more KSP and stuff, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.